Good morning. It is Tuesday, February the 2nd, and this is The Drill. Thank you. The prayer of the day from the book titled Daily Declarations for Spiritual Warfare. On the day that I will come like a furnace that purifies silver, and I will purify you like I purify gold and silver. I will redeem you from every lawless deed and purify you for myself to be my own special people, zealous for good works. Draw near to me, and I will draw near to you. Humble yourself in my sight, and when my purifying work is complete, I will lift you up and purge you with my holy fire, so that you become an offering before me of righteousness. I have tested you and refined you as silver is refined. I have allowed you to pass through fire and through water, but I brought you out to rich fulfillment. I have preserved your soul among the living, and I will not allow your feet to be moved. Lord, purify my life with your fire, refine me like silver, purge my life from sin and imperfection, as you purge gold and silver, that I may become an offering before you of righteousness. I will live my life by denying ungodliness and world lusts, and will live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present age. Amen. Welcome to all the butchers, bakers, and candlestick makers out there. I'm Ron, your host and the only true conservative in the United States today. Today, a few choice words for Jacob-chansley, Turd of the Year, and hugh-hewitt, the cold and timid soul of the year. All that when I come back. Thank you very much. I heard on the news the following, quote, wearing horns and fur pelts during the Capitol disturbance, Jacob-Chansley now wants to testify against Trump at the impeachment trial. Further, a Capitol Hill maniac who said he was betrayed by Donald Trump for not pardoning him is willing to testify against the former president at his impeachment trial. Hey, Jacob, asshole, who asked you? Who invited you to the party? Who voted you leader of anything? Who gives a rat's ass whether you live or die? Nobody. You could fall off the edge of the earth tomorrow and nobody would know the difference. How dare you? You show up uninvited to a beautiful rally and fuck everything up. You make the president look bad, you make other rally goers look bad, and when you get arrested, instead of apologizing and making amends, you try to deal your way out by trying to sacrifice the best president this country has ever had. Fuck you, you pussy, you ballless cunt. I hope that you get put in prison for the rest of your useless, shitty little life. When I come back, a few choice words for hugh-hewitt. Thank you. Mr. Hewitt, I listen to your show on a daily basis, and I've heard you on several occasions distance yourself from President Trump and your listeners. I know why you distance yourself. Fear. You work, at least part-time, for the Washington Post. You are scared that you will get a phone call from your bosses at the Post demanding that you disavow the rally-goers, demanding to know whether or not you support the violence. You don't know what to say. You want to keep the paychecks coming from that worthless left-wing rag, and if you don't turn your back on your listeners, you might get fired. So, you busy yourself proclaiming that your listeners are criminals and that all of them should be immediately arrested, prosecuted, and imprisoned. If you let your listeners go, who will be left to do business with your sponsors, with Sierra Pacific Mortgage, with Relief Factor? I know whose side I'm on. If I have to choose between the murderous thugs in Portland, Seattle, Milwaukee, Chicago, New York, or Los Angeles, or the patriotic protesters and rally-goers that peaceably assembled in Washington, D.C. on January the 6th, I choose the latter. I'm certainly not going to stand with our so-called representatives that were cowering in the basement, shaking like a litter of wet chihuahuas. You, on the other hand, are neutral, a zero. I'll close by quoting Roosevelt. What you don't know, Mr. Hewitt, is that it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Back in a minute. Thank you. Tomorrow and for the rest of the week, more daily declarations for spiritual warfare and talking to or confronting Senator Cruz, the rank and file left, Hugh-Hewitt, Mitch McConnell, and more. And that concludes another episode of The Drill. Be honest, be smart, and be beautiful. I'm Ron, and that's The Drill.